Okay. Looks like we're ready. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ark, and back with some more things are Ace Attorney. And also back to streaming, I guess. I got the vaccines for COVID, which I had to take one like a month or two ago and then one this month. That's why I just didn't feel like streaming. Because when you take that vaccine, it just makes you feel sick. But, yeah. I'm feeling up to streaming again, so I'm gonna resume that. And we're back to the 5th case, the epilogue case for the first Phoenix Wright game. It's February 23, 2:15 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. So Mr. Wright, what the heck is going on with this case anyway? That is a good question. I don't know. You know, I'm just a little confused. Yeah, you see, these are, look, you're too young to know about these kind of things, okay? These are grown-up stuff. What is going on? I mean, the victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st, and he died in the prosecutor's parking lot, in the police department's evidence room, apparently. Yeah, but what's with the "and evidence room" part? Yeah, that's true. 2 consecutive murders in 2 different places at the same time, and both with the same victim. I mean, the prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Or hopefully try to. Alright, let's do it. Well, good thing she's all sprite and punky. Not sure how much help she's gonna be, but I mean, it can't be worse than a psychic, right? Oh, don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Wait, you are psychic? Did you read my mind? Come on, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go, science awaits, huzzah! Or should I say bazinga? I don't know. Well, here we are, back at the prosecutor's office underground parking lot. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. Let's just treat that as a separate case entirely, right? I mean, there wasn't even a body found there, so how can they prove that this guy died over there too? Well, the only reasonable logical explanation could be that he had a twin brother, or that this guy died there and then here, and maybe the timing was the same but the year was off? I don't know. But yeah, let's just forget about that other case. It's only just the same victim as ours. I'm sure that's not a big problem. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. Like, killing this guy in 2 different locations at the same time. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by Chief Prosecutor was brimming with water. Right, that raises up a point, so... My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, I think Emma really likes her sister. You know, that's not at all. It's just, well, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. That's pretty much like what I said. Well, regardless if there was blood on the floor or not, that water in the oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. What's that shit-eating grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is Luminol testing fluid. I have to keep in mind, this game came out... Well, the original game came out years and years ago. The remake was a little bit more recent, I'd say. Maybe less than 10 years ago. So. Look, Luminol, what is this modern tech lingo you're talking about? You know, blood is like really, really sticky. You can't just wash it away with a little water. And if you can't see it, it's still there. Yeah, but wouldn't the police have already done all these sort of tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Especially the police's. Yeah, just give it a try here. Wait, me? You're giving this to me? Why? Well, I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. Is this thing alcohol or something? We're just testing bloodstains, not drinking it. Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses of mine. Wait, you have an extra pair of those things? Oh, these things are red. To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on. Don't worry, we have like an infinite supply of this stuff, so just go crazy. Like this, see? And then press enter to spray it on. But when I played this game on the original DS version, they had a touchscreen for you to be like tapping and spraying on. It's kind of weird to see it on the PC version here. Alright, let's find us some bloodstains. I'm also using a controller, so it may not be as convenient to spray as just using a mouse. Oh, there we go. Examine. Close up. Zoom in. More. Oh. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this like a bloodstain or something? It's just, Emma, you're shaking. It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood. Well, technically, there's not even any blood there. It's been washed away. It's just a stain of blood. Besides, I thought you were a scientist. How can you investigate if you're afraid of blood? Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. So, what's odd about this scientifically speaking? I guess the location is fine. It's right where the body was, right? But the amount of blood. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. Yeah, that would suggest there was at least something of a puddle to step on. If they fought here, then there should have been more blood than just these few specks. Say, Mr. Wright, I'm gonna mark up the floor plans where we find the bloodstain, okay? And this will become your evidence in court. See? I'm pretty handy to have around, right? I don't know, can you call upon the spirits of the dead in a seance? But, I'll hang on to this stuff. It's useful too. I saved up my allowance to buy that? Huh. Wonder how much her allowance was. We got this from a proud-looking Emma. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. You know, sometimes they just fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit in with their view of the case. I'm pretty sure that's against the law and counts as withholding evidence, but let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah. Man, it feels like we're real crime scene investigators, aren't we? Guess I'm half of a crime scene investigator by this point, so I just spray on anything suspicious. Huh. Ha ha. I wonder how that fluid of yours will react to a nice deli box. Miss Star. Well, I mean, if there was a lot of red on it, maybe? You only trust your own eyes, Not bad. I agree. You can have this day-old deli box on the house. Wait, isn't this raw fish? Sorry, just that kind of lead-in doesn't really, do anything for my appetite. So, I guess we should speak to her, and I mean, we should also do some examining, see if we can, can we spray stuff? Huh. What the? There's a note here. Someone used a marker to write their name on this. MS Sky. Don't tell me you bring this thing with you everywhere. Oh, I mean, you never know where something might go down or where there might be a hidden blood stain. What kind of world do you think we live in? Obviously, we live in the great Japan, America, where there are so many cases around. It doesn't look like we can just use the blood stain thing, I guess. Let's talk to her for a bit and see if we might have to present something to get things rolling. Oh, you certainly put me in a tight spot today. Look, as much as that sounds very enticing, I have to apologize. Oh no, it's okay. It was my fault. We know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think about that. So, I'm sorry. Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's... Well, first of all, that's unforgivable. Second of all, I think that's against the law. You should know about the law. It's part of your job. Hair change, I reveal. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. Maybe the guy she stabbed was different, because the thing is, we don't know... We don't have any picture evidence of the guy that she stabbed. We saw the picture of her putting the body in the car and have a witness statement that she stabbed someone, but how do we know that the victim she stabbed was the actual victim? Could have been like a body double, a fake body, or the guy could already be dead. You know, maybe I'm thinking that he was first killed in the police department, then dragged over here where she stabbed the dead body again, probably in the same exact place. That would explain why the blood loss was like very minimal, because the body was already a dead, cold body by that point. That would also explain the illusion of killing the guy in two different places at the same time. Somewhat. I don't know. The timing, I don't think we can explain, but we'll see. Unless they preserved the body. I swear it on my honor as a detective and a lunch lady. She stabbed Goodman. But was it an alive Goodman? I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? Maybe we have to present that photograph and get her to talk about it. Talk about Detective Star. So, on an unrelated note, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star? Yes. It was a long time ago. Oh, 2 years ago? I was known as the Cough-Up Queen. No matter how hardened a criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Do you mean their lunch? Like, did you actually feed them lunch so much that they coughed up? No, they confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. You mean like your name, Angel Star? I wonder. Now every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long they called me, well, you know, the cough-up queen. Oh, here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches or something. And I hear you were let go, or, well, fired. I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. What's the story behind that? It's all because of that case. Sl9 Incident. Wait, Sl9? Isn't that the one we just heard about today? This thing here, the one that was upside down. Alright, so we're gonna have to present those things. And also the switchblade, right? Which has the Sl9 thing on it, so let's present this photo we actually took first. If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room, but even I get flustered sometimes. Right, so you went all the way from the guard room back down here and around to get that picture of the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murderer. That's when I took this photo, yes. Yeah, see, she has blood all over the coat, so there should be plenty of blood on the ground too. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. So 5 minutes from witnessing the crime to apprehending the culprit could be enough time to swap out a fake dead body. Or something like that, I don't know. The 5 minutes aren't just the problem, Mr. Hart, it's you lying. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't gonna have it disregarded again. Just like that time. Oh, what's that time mean? I guess we should also present the Sl9 note. What do you think about this? The Sl9 Incident. It's written on that knife and on that note from Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know? Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, Sl9 isn't over. Not yet. Could you elaborate more about the Sl9 incident for us? Okay, I think that got her talking. There we go. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable to who? It was 2 years ago. The biggest case I'd ever handled. Oh, there's Marshall there. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Wow, I didn't know we had the death sentence back then. Yeah, the criminal got what was coming to him. Didn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence, of a sort. Made up evidence. What? I mean, they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. It couldn't be, right? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Or, I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. Aha. So he is... he's more... He's not as ordinary as he seems, or as his position says. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Huh. Jake was particularly determined. And then, it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten Sl9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. So those two haven't given up after being kicked, or after being canned. No one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, offices? Those lunches you sell? There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. Come here to meet old friends, or boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends, how many does she have? Jeez. So just when all the detectives on Sl9 have disappeared, we find new evidence, plus Goodman's dead body. But there has to be a connection. So, rookie, you dogging me? Seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Well, yeah, that's my job. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? What gives? Is this a day old too? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Huh. Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. Oh. That cowboy loves the steak lunch, eh? So, Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he, one of your, is he one of your old, boyfriends? Are you going out? Well, why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister. Almost made me jealous. Not of him, but I wasn't jealous of him hanging out with him. I was jealous of my sister hanging out with him. Okay, let's make that clear. And I guess he was nice to me too back then. So this is when Officer Marshall was still a detective, right? But now he just seems kind of cold and crass. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Strange character, him. Huh. So... what do we need to... oh, nothing here. See, this is the oil drum, right? Well, let's see if I can kick it over. Yeah. It's okay, don't cry. Wow. Her sister knocked this over with one kick? That's this. Rope, yep, it's the outline. I think I've already just heard that, so... I think I've already examined this place. Is there anything I need to present to her? I don't think so. Where should we go to? Let's try the detention center, I guess. Just, you know, just like pop in real quick. This guy isn't questioning, so nothing here for us. I hope the detectives aren't yelling at her. Like, how did you kill him in 2 places at the same time? I mean, can you imagine? I don't think anyone can answer that. Oh, wait a second. Didn't Mr. Gant say they'd arrested a suspect in the police department murder? Let's come back later. I guess we could go to the criminal affairs department. Might be someone here we can talk to. Police department, criminal affairs department. Everyone looks deadly serious here. I mean, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at their police department. The same detective that was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. This makes my head hurt. Yeah, me too. First things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. Well, you sound dead set on investigating, eh? Eh? Don't mess up or we could wind up dead. I don't think anyone wants mysteries or dead body puns right now. Doesn't seem like anyone's gonna help us around here. I guess we just better move ourselves. Police department entrance. Wow, it's even busier here today than it was yesterday. Yep, the detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. Oh yeah, one of their own did get killed there after all. So, the evidence room, right? The scene of the crime? According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk. Here it is. Wow, why does that pamphlet remind me of like an amusement park? Oh boy, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. We were just at a real crime scene. What are you talking about? Guard station. I get the feeling this is Marshall's station. If there's any indication here. You see the decor in this place? It's very thematic. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. Huh, the evidence room, where the crime took place. That's not a coincidence, is it? So, beyond that door right there is the scene of the crime? I think so. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti, they're so prickly and imposing. It's hard to think straight. What the... Is she turned on by those cacti? Oh god. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where the heck is the guard? I have a feeling we know who he is already. Anything we can investigate here? There's a security guard uniform hanging here, but doesn't really look like a typical guard uniform. Looks more like a costume. I mean, leather jacket, leather pants, leather... what's that thing again? Punchy, paunchy, pinchy? I know, a poochie. No, maybe not. It's a poncho. But I don't think I need to tell her that right now. The heck is with these cactus though? Oh, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. What's with all of them? These cacti are very similar to my sister, you know? Oh, how so? Well, you know, encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. Well, gee, I don't think I see any resemblance here. Well, it's more of an attitude thing, psychologically, than physically similar. I like how the sad music just came playing in, and then Phoenix was like, no, I don't see any physical resemblance here. So this is the video feed from the evidence room. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of there. Guess that would explain why they have the, whatchamacallit, the suspect already. So the evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Oh, you thought it would just open like that? This is the evidence room after all. They gotta keep that locked up. Probably need someone like the guard's permission to go in there or something. Maybe let's head back to the entrance, see if there's anyone there. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please, isn't that, one steak lunch, please? Oh, it's you guys. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. The perfect lackey we were looking for. Who you calling lackey? Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm busy. Now all I really need is the steak lunch from Lunchland. You mean one of these? I mean, actually we're kind of holding on to it for Officer Marshall, but I think I just heard the sound of his poor little heart breaking, along with his wages. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? What are you saying? You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? Yeah, I know. I was just there. The same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. This is the biggest scandal at the station in ages, you know? But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch. Pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. So if you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. The questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. The suspect is having a cry. He just ran off to the evidence room. Now this investigation is off to a running start. Let's head back to the co-office and then head to the detention center then. I guess now is as good a time as any to talk to the suspect. Detention center visitors room. Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed the other Detective Goodman, right? I guess they did. Man, what kind of victim would have two different suspects? Yeah, best not to go too far down that road right now or things will just get confusing. Oh, what the heck was that? Did you hear that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Oh, this guy. Hi, greetings, sir. Wait, don't I know you? Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Yeah, that Officer Meekins. Like Meeseeks. So, you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Yeah, you're here to deliver a report? No, sir, I don't know how to say this. Oh, he's the suspect, isn't he? You, Officer Meekins, you, did you do it? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. Well, His neck is so thin. What? Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. If this guy actually ends up being the perp, oh boy. Day of the crime. Ow. Who the heck even allowed this guy to carry in a speakerphone with him? Sir, I'm a patrolman of general affairs, sir. Sir! I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. You don't need to blow that in my ear. Don't call me sir. I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room, but he's not there. Not even right now, actually. That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. That's why they have a guard there. But now, the security officer is none other than Officer Marshall. I knew it. Marshall. Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor, and that's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. Suspicious person, sir. A very suspicious person. Ow! Ugh. The heck is this guy doing? It's all tangled up together. So what happened then? Well, after that, sir, everything went white. I saw red, I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center. Wait, how long were you out? This happened days ago, right? So, might I ask what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir, so I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. Bandage? On his hand? Just like Miss Sky. Very poor bandaging job, but yet another similarity between this case and the one of the prosecutor's office. Well, first things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. The victim. Don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Please just say yes, this would make my job so much easier. Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as perpetrator or victim, sir, label me victim. Yeah, I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive and well at that, and you're not even my client, so why would I care? Well, yes, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny apartment devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. Wow, he almost sounds like a caged animal. So if he was a total stranger, why would you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. Someone please grab his speakerphone. Well, at least someone around here is even more confused than I am. He wasn't even awake for the trial, so... someone should probably inform him about that. Let's see, bandaged hand. So, about your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, come on, just confess already. But, sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell you the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Huh. And then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir, all alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? Victim's body disappeared. That's some story. But if it's believed, then there's no sign that Goodman was killed there, was he? According to his testimony, Goodman came and left. I want to present him this blade. Here, for you, Officer Meekins. I'm scared of knives, sir. It's okay, I just wanted to... That's it, sir. Last night. That's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir, and I was being peeled. On second that, you don't have to look at the knife. Doesn't look like I can show him the knife. Huh. Is this the knife? No. Okay, so showing him knives does not do anything. Do we get a note? Nothing. How about this? So, could you take a quick look at this? Hey! That's it, sir. That right there. That's him. That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember, sir. You mean you remember something that happened? Correct, that card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir, that's it. Nothing could be more exact, sir, nothing. I should pry into this one a little deeper. I didn't think he would react to the ID card. Crime details. So can you tell me what it is you do remember? No, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman, a lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. Right, they were strangers. That's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Huh. Sounds by the book, right? That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So, you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card, and what did he do? Well, that's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. He whooped? Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him. Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. So, what, you pulled a knife and stabbed him or something? Well, my eyes, sir, everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. Well, he said he went red then white. Everything went red then white. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Oh, let's look at the facts as we know it. And now, Officer Meekins didn't even know Detective Goodman, and the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was our victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. Like, I did say something along those lines. But you still ended up here as a perpetrator? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. What's that? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime, my crime. The crime I swore to stamp out. It's there. Me. On tape. Okay. Why didn't you mention this now? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. I already have my own. No thanks. Huh. So it seems like there's a video, huh? I think I've showed him everything I need to. Let's head back here. Criminal Affairs Department, Police Station. Hey, Miss Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk. Police Chief Gant. What's he doing here? And you're sure this is all, hmm? I mean, you know what it means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered here. Ah, righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Oh, ho, ho, Chief Gant. Reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? I don't know, just... reflex, I guess? Oh. Should I move to the scene of crime first, or... I guess I might as well give him a chat. So, is Edgeworth gonna be, like, okay, or anything? Oh, Worthy... well, you know, they're doing a little, inquiry committee with him. Well, sounds like an inquisition. Well, that's a very outdated term, and they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. I mean, the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having the top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto? Yeah, Von Karma, who was also a prosecutor. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, you say fixed like I manipulated something. I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. Well, in any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. Oh, no. That's really bad. Huh. Evidence room incident. Why, it's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean. There being the prosecutors, I assume? Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence are you talking about specifically? Oh, now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive. I can't talk about it. This guy really is good at hiding and leading conversations. Like yesterday, he led me, or Phoenix, to reveal key evidence so that he could bring it up legally in court. And connect things. I wasn't expecting much anyway, but... you know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets, just can't stand them. But, you know, it's a full-time job, just keeping the Chief of Detectives' trap shut. You mean the one you were picking on earlier? Oh, you saw that. Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the Chief of Detectives to do. It sounded like he wanted him to look for something? Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask that guy later. I don't know if I have anything to show him so far. So, we should probably move here. We might have to ask him some stuff later, but... Hang on a second. Can we talk to these guys? Huh. Nope. I guess we should present some stuff. Can you take a look at this? Nope. Huh. Maybe the memo? Nope. Huh. Switchblade? Maybe we can try talking to this guy here. Sorry you had to see that. So what exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there, that's Goodman's desk. Wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can even. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? So of course not, except for this. What, you kept something? Yeah, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. Lost item report, but it's only half complete. Lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? Date on it is February 21. Better make a note of that. Half-written document dated 2/21 can only be submitted to the chief of police. Should get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Can we check it out? Let's see. Bruce Goodman, ID 59 and... Huh. I think whoever filled this out... Or, wait. Yeah, his ID is 58 something something. So, I think whoever filled this out mistakenly wrote a 9 there instead of an 8. What is this lost item report for? Oh, we can ask him about permission to enter. Say, I was wondering if I could ask you for a favor, Chief Gant? Well, I never thought the day would come when Wright would ask me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Now, Righto. Forget about it. I don't need to investigate that place after all, right? Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? I don't know, but it gets really creepy and disconcerting when you just stare like that in silence. But heck, if anyone asked me, "Sir, can I borrow $50?" I'd give them $50, no problem. So, go ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. Just goes to show you never know until you ask. And for you, here, you can borrow this. But, hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir, it's an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. What is that chief up to? Huh. Hey, look at this ID. It looks pretty cool on my lapel, right? I have a real ID now. Yeah, but you're not a real forensic scientist yet, you know? You don't have to look so happy. But, sir, we have to... Yes, sir, but... Because, you know, sir, we have to go... We got to go into the evidence room now, sir. Right? Sir? I think that Officer Meekins is starting to rub off on her. She keeps saying sir a lot. Right, why do so many people even refer to me as sir? I'm just a defense attorney. Wait, what? The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Cant. Let's just walk in. It's still won't open. Ah, the card reader is turned off, see? God, what is this security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well, what's made my bang be in the sky so gray? Officer Marshall. What awfully good timing. Still, why does it have to be this guy? What's with that? Why does it have to be him? Look for. As you may have surmised, this here is my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Hee-haw, that card you got there on your chest. Why, that's better than the sheriff's badge in these parts. Yee-haw? Oh, what are you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's awaiting. Beep. Looks like the card reader's on again. Why was it off, though? While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy, I guess? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. No, actually you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres, but the way you said that has an entirely different meaning, you know? Oh boy, I can sense there's some standoff between us. I was wondering if we could talk to you. Nope. I'm out to roam the lands like a tumbleweed on the wild prairie. Like a gunslinger loading this 6-shooter, I say a little prayer. What was that all about, Mr. Wright? Did you say something? I think that was his stomach. Sounded like he's hungry. You're just saying that because his stomach was growling. You have no idea what he was talking about either. Yeah, I may not understand his Western lingo, but in any case, we need to get cracking on this investigation pronto. Yep, I think this is where the lunchbox comes in handy. That smell. Reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? Are you from Texas? Nah. I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? It's from Miss Starve? Yeah? What's this? What? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch. I see. I don't see. What does it mean? Steak lunch given to Officer Marshall. Alright, Bambina. You win. Ask anything. Huh. Looks like he's being cooperative now. Yeah, he's willing to talk. I wonder if the meaning of that steak was like a message between her and him. It's basically saying like, hey, Phoenix and Emma are cool. You can talk to them. You can trust them, or something like that. We'll see. So, Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us about it. Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, that might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. Are the cops here, or officers allowed to own and ride horses? I think he's talking more about like a motorcycle or something, motorbike. There's no need for people here anyhow. What with these newfangled machines? Do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. What, you mean this security camera system? Oh, you see, I don't really take to these newfangled techno thingies much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? Just can't stand it. Huh. Talk to him about Marshall. You know, Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now. Like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. A drinking what? In a what? But you're still investigating the Sl9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? You didn't give up, did you? Yeah, that was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. But what kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name Sl9 so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case? That's right. The evidence transferals. Evidence? Edgewood was talking about transferals too. Let's talk about the scarce first. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do, but only 2 of them? I think there's like dozens. Well, like I said, Bambina, me, machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. Easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. The ones that Officer Meekins mentioned, huh? If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard here and you just reckon, you say? Oh, one more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. Which is why there's the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. Huh. So this is the ID card record? Why is one of them 7 sevens? So weird. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? But one of the records did seem like Detective Goodman's ID card, but I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Is there some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing? Transferal. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. never to be reinvestigated. That happened to Sl9 2 days ago. Strange. Oops, ow. Hit the mic. I get the feeling that Goodman's death was... Could Goodman's death have been on purpose in order to reopen the old case? Because otherwise, they wouldn't be able to keep investigating it. So they needed a reason to keep investigating the old case, which is why they created a new murder that involved evidence from the old case. I think. I don't know. Let's present the ID card. Hey, you see this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground on the parking lot. Yeah, the number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. See, look, the fourth number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14 right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room? Wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. To ask Detective Goodman to show his ID card, what did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. If that guy had his ID card, then why would he refuse to show and point a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. I've got a strange idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. You see, the thing is, there are 3 sets of IDs here. One ID shows up twice at 4:50 and then 5:14 at the same time as Bruce. Maybe that's Officer Meekins' ID. The other 2, though, don't know. Maybe his ID is on here. Sheriffs back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in the evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand. This isn't Wild or West. But that and this are 2 different things entirely. I guess so? Huh. I think I'm lost. But we need some sort of evidence here. No. Wait. Can I present anything else? Maybe the switchblade. Nope. So he's not gonna talk to us yet. Oh, wait. Evidence room. There we go. February 23, evidence room, sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here, I guess. So this is the evidence room? Really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue to me. Yeah, nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me with that. Ooh. Hey, whoa. Ow. Did someone get hit? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't go around, I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So, is it true what I heard? Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out. Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police can't... Will really loan anyone $50? Even me? How did I know he was gonna point that out? That's what you were talking about? Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Wait, just for today? Boss for a day? Yeah, but guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Oh, gee, thanks. And, might I suggest a raise for me, dear boss? Also, you'll want to have this. Evidence for Evelyn's room floor plans. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. Yeah, very simple, straightforward room. It's knocked him. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're the boss, why are you all alone? Where's the underlings? They're using yesterday's fundings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. What you mean is you got kicked out of the investigation again, like a stray puppy. I'm adamant though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, of course. I am a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? Is that how the evidence lockers here work? Well, let's talk about Edgeworth. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth no matter what happens. Just like a loyal little puppy. So Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The Sl9 Incident, of course. Not the DL6 incident, yeah. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. It sounds like he knows about it, so maybe we can tell him about it later. Evidence lockers. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID cards, you mean? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. I'm on my third card since entering the force already. Huh. That sounds like a lot, but I guess it's not that much. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own. It's funny, they look like normal lockers. Yeah, but these are the latest model. This is a trick to the handles, see? The handles? Yeah, on the other side of the handles is a sensor. And if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So why is it that he knows about it? I'm guessing Gumshoe knows about the lock system because he's constantly forgetting where his locker is and trying to open other lockers. Okay, guess we better start examining then. What are these things? Wow, look at this big pile of junk here. Looks like a car door? There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away? Look, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. And he's been shot square in the forehead. Huh, I guess that counts as evidence. Better him than us. The heck is all this stuff? Sort of bulky equipment gathering dust here. Wow, look at this fishing pole. What a sorry looking one. Hey, my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh wait, this looks familiar. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one that led to the solving of that case out in Gourd Lake, remember? Alright, wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And I don't think I've seen this one before. Well, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it will come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. That cheap looking box? Hey, don't judge a person over a machine by their cover, you gotta look at their insides. This paint here. What's this saw and paint doing here? Now, since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. True art? Notice that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger? Well, you might say this is my studio. Here in the evidence room? Also, I see this handprint. What is this? Is this blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room? Yeah, we should use her testing fluid to check it out. Also, I feel like there was a detail earlier when Gumshoe opened his locker, and there was a picture. One of them was a girl named Maggie, who is in the second Phoenix Wright game. And so I find it like a little funny detail that they added in after the first 3 games have been out and got this remake and then got this remaster. Oh, there we go. Okay, that proves that it's blood. Anything under here? I mean, you never know where there could be a bloodstain hiding. Yeah, that looks like it. Guess we better examine, huh? Oh, that must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen so much before. I'm not a professional, but what's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? The reason it's blue is a chemical reaction, but this proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. And then this thing? Maybe... yeah. I knew it. This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker, it's mine. It's yours. Please, you have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue, so I'll jot down the floor plans. Look, I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. But you're a detective. You're part of the police. So what is this thing even doing there, though? Maybe there's anything else here? No. Okay, so... what's this? Someone left a glove here, but only one? Maybe Detective Gumshoe? Oh, there you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. You mean Sl9? Yeah, it has a tag here. Huh. Anything rubber glove. And what's this stuff? Someone must have broken something big to make all of these pieces. Detective Gumshoe? Hey, don't look at me like that. Make me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case, you know? That case? Yeah, the Sl9 Incident, pal. See a sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of Sl9 Incident. Let's take a close look. I wonder what shape these pieces were before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. I spent a good 3 hours in that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. This piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Oh god, I have to really do this? I think this piece was here. Nope. Huh. No, wait. I need some sort of jagged piece here. Nope. This one? Oh, there we go. Oh, wait. Okay, that looks like these look like top pieces, right? So... Ah, there we go. And this one, like this, yeah. And this one here. Okay. Nope. There we go. Oh, this one. Okay, the pieces are all coming together. Ooh, there we go. And voila! There's one piece missing. Huh. What? I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? Maybe they were missing to begin with. Still... doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Wait, so if we examine these, right? I already saw all these. So, I use this one. Here it is. It says SL911. Another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag. Zag, is that even a word? Are you challenging me? Are we playing a word game now or something? Huh. Yeah, I guess there's nothing else on here. Let me check out this thing. Look, they're hard to make out, but There's some dark red stains here. Looks like blood? The pattern is weird. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the Sl9 incident, so maybe the blood is from back then. The other thing I find kind of weird is these things here have an odd shape to them. Huh, this thing doesn't have a bottom. Well, that's weird. Wonder which side is up. Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar? At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right? We might be looking at this all in the wrong way or something. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else there. Let's investigate this obviously suspicious looking thing. Hey look, one of the lockers is open and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coded with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. This is Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? I mean, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it, what with, you know, we need Goodman's fingerprint. It's empty. Well, they must have taken the contents elsewhere, I guess. Huh. Anything else that we can see? Stuff with evidence and dreams. Not sure about the dream part. It won't open. But you really think it would? I'll secure this high tech around here. So if you put these pieces together, it makes a jar. Yeah, there's two things that bother me. One, why are some of the pieces missing? And two, doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke. I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar. Alright, let's see if we can present something. Oh. Check out. Okay, we have the blood splatters. The rubber glove. Allow me to say one thing, Space Dave. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Okay, good day. Let's present the ID card. Say, could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. I heard the rumors, so it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. Well, it's not your ID card. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? No, it's Mr. Edgeworth. What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. Say what? Oh, great. This complicates things even more. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room that day? Okay, at least now it's filled out with Miles Edgeworth. Nope. Let's try showing him the stuff. Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the Sl9 connection in him? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Can you tell us about it then? Well, that was a bloody, violent case. violent, so it was a murder, you mean? A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? Yeah, that put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence, you mean? It's supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. Right, so Starr and Marshall believe that the evidence was fabricated. But now the evidence that was used in that case is going to be transferred, which means retired. It was the last job he ever did. You know, Detective Goodman. What? What are you saying? Well, Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the Sl9 Incident, see? So, that switchblade knife? The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Because it is his locker. Can I show him that? That's the victim Detective Goodman's ID card. These days, everything's cards and secret numbers. I can never relax. That's only because you always lose your card. Yeah, I always forget my secret number too. Ugh, scary, huh? My face should be ID enough. What's the world coming to? Detective Gumshoe, rebel against the system. Can I show Edgeworth's knife? So, put the note in Edgeworth's car and stabbed Edgeworth's knife found in his trunk. What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? I mean, I didn't say that. You know, I mean, sure, of course, someone else did that. You know, not the Chief Prosecutor. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. Let's talk to him about his blue badger. That is my crowning achievement, my masterpiece, if you might say. But art is always misunderstood, pal. Art? He was dancing proudly on the day of the awards ceremony, but there were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony. So they took the blue badger away for a while. Really? Why? No, they said it was shameful or something like that. Shameful? I toiled night and day. I sympathize with Detective Gumshoe, but I can also see why they moved it. Huh. The jar? Oh, hey, that thing. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations, I guess. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? You know, because prosecutors, and why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is when I know. Yeah, I can see he's forgotten. The photo? That's the photo that Miss Starr took. Anything you can tell us about it? That Miss Starr is quite the lunch lady. I remember it was winter, I was 16. She was the only one who ever got me to talk about what happened. 16? Yeah, that's how old I am now. What happened? I wonder if Detective Gumshoe wore a trench coat in high school too. I just can't imagine without... I can't imagine him without that trench coat, you know? I guess we better move. Nothing else to really talk to him about. So, is there nothing I can show this guy? Yeah, I don't think he's cooperating with me about anything. Where should I go? The affairs department? The detention center, maybe? Show him the ID card record. Officer, can you take a look at this? Sorry, sir. Really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe she asked Edgewood, sir? Maybe this thing? Alright, let's go back here. Damn it, what should we be doing now? Where do we begin? Well, you know, that thing. Mystery of the victim, I guess. How could one man, Detective Goodman, be killed in two places simultaneously? Should go to the police department. Evidence room, right? I'm not being useful here, am I? No, you're just... Well, you're here to help me bounce my ideas back. Or Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, you're going through a lot of time, well, with those rumors, you're even in the defendant's chair, you know. Yeah, sounds like he's being reprimanded by his boss. And that business with him not reading the officer's reports, and the killing of the police department. The chief of police was right about that. I can't help but think someone at the police department doesn't like Edgeworth. Maybe the underground parking lot? Let's show him the yes? Nope, okay. She didn't even take a look at my stuff. Huh. Hey, our prosecutor's office. I didn't know we could get there from here. Well, I guess that makes sense. Prosecutor's parking lot. Room 1202. This place is as classy today as it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Certainly, Edgeworth's not here. Sure, he's off doing important investigations. Yeah, or he's being interrogated. Or inquired by the inquiry. Okay, I guess we don't need to be here. The ID card? I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Yeah, back when you were at a cough up green, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish, but there's no way to deny it. Let's see if he recognizes some of these things. This one? Okay, still can't show him any of that stuff. This one? Oh, I already showed him that. Blah 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 blah. Why doesn't he tell us about the records room? Huh. The Blue Badger? I guess no. Okay, so I think maybe we missed something here. Let's examine these. I should have a lot of monitors in here. Yeah, there's 8 cameras in the evidence room. 1 for each section. So, which monitor shows the section where the crime took place? Why do cattle sit before the rains come? It's not for man to know. Unless you're the security guard responsible. Let's see this. Victim's ID card, right? Alright, I already saw this before. Okay, nope, still can't talk to him about that stuff. Nope, can't use that stuff either. The evidence locker? No. But he is not at all making things easy for me, which leaves only the evidence room, I guess. Oh, what the? Hey, there's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. This must be evidence for some case. Wonder if Detective Gumshoe would put this here. And now you're making it out to be some kind of slob, pal. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence log was opened recently. Well, how do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. Hey, how many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot, apparently. Yeah, I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. If you're gonna talk about behind someone's back, then actually talk about it behind their back, not in front of them. Oh, what the? Hey, what the heck? There's a handprint here. Well, why is there a reaction here? Yeah, there should be no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he was just fleeing out the door. I think I found something significant. Oh. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. How you make that hand blue? What, this thing? It's called a Luminol testing fluid. What, you don't have it at the police department? Hey, where'd you get your hands on that? What? Can I have some too? I'll just borrow $50 from the chief and then give it to you, right? Where did you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Huh. I better jot this down on the floor plans, I guess. Oh, hey pal, look at the time. What, was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna give them my report for the day. You know, might help. But report? You mean the note written on the back of this flyer? The flyer that has the restaurant from, I believe, the 2nd or 3rd game? Wow. A lot of throwbacks. The one that says nothing but no problems? Well, hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. God, who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe to sabotage you? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Okay, so I think we got everything. And then we go to the parking lot. Then we go to the prosecutor's office. Yes, my apologies. But it's you. Have we met somewhere? You don't recognize this spiky hair? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. But Edgeworth, is he here? Oh, yeah, there, standing by the window, teacup in hand. And looking gloomy. More so than usual. Right. Wait, he has a hotel bellboy bring him tea service? This isn't even the hotel. Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. He has a hastily written note on a flyer. Yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Did it actually help? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. No, I think the info is on the other side, Edgeworth. That's what you're supposed to be looking at. Huh. Or Mr. Edgeworth, I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Speaking of, look at this thing. Amazing bouquets and it's a card on it, back from the dead Wendy. Oh god, Wendy old bag. And it's still samurai, huh? One written on the bottom. Between a rock and a hard place, Wendy. More stuff from Wendy. Yeah, I think I went through this, didn't I? Just interesting that Edgeworth isn't reacting. And then this thing. I guess we'll just talk to them. So, how'd the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this as, not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? That sounds much more harsh. Yes. Apparently, there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however. Something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. Edgeworth has a high-pitched voice in majority vote. The heck are you on about? He's clearly a suave gentleman. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. But why, I ask you? Why? The humanity. All along I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. Like forging evidence, you mean? Shut up. Still. I've never seen Edgeworth this, well, like this before. Better present something to him. Let's present his ID card. Right, I should check on this right now. Look, as I was saying, oh. What's this? A record of ID card usage? Yeah, Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? On the day of the crime? And just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Oh, but why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. What? Why would he want you to keep evidence from a solved case? I mean, it would have to be if the evidence was already filed, right? Especially if it's in that room. Huh. What is this link? Cute little puppy dog doing cute things? What? I should have a mod ban you. No links. The Chief is never one to explain himself. He just likes to do mysterious things. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. That's strange. What kind of case was it for? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Yeah, but now I'm curious. This case, another case, and now that case from 2 years ago, and this case too! There's so many cases. I guess I'll just note it down somewhere. Unrelated screwdriver. I don't know how unrelated, but... Stubborn as always, Wright. I told you, this has nothing to do with the current case. Well, I'll be the judge of that. AI-16. So, what's that got to do with anything? I guess nothing, huh? Or so Edgeworth said. But that just makes it more suspicious. I mean, maybe this turns out to be the clue that breaks the whole case. Yeah, or it could be a red herring. Doesn't seem like there's anything else on here. So... okay, this thing? Right, please, I'm a prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll take the key, if it's okay, but if that's not, I guess you could just tell me about the case? Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. God, whose sidekick are you anyways? I gotta show him some real good evidence to get any reaction out of him. The ID? Nope. That did not do anything. Can I talk about the trophy that he won? Nope, on that as well. How about... wait. How about the knife? Nope. Nothing about that either. This one? Evidence lockers? Nope. So what am I supposed to be presenting him? I just present the screwdriver? Nope. I don't get it. Am I supposed to be showing him something or not? The glove? No. What would he react to? Doesn't seem like he's gonna react to anything then. I guess... Oh, wait. No one's here. Take a quick trip here. Nope. Police department? The guys there? Nope, no one's there. Nope. Say you wouldn't have anything to do with this? No, you don't. Okay, I think I am supposed to do something with him here. The blue badger? No, I don't think he's gonna react to that. Nope. Note? Oh, wait. I know you're right. This is all about that case you're on, right? I know. I think he was saying, right. I know you want to ask, so just go ahead and ask. You won't get any answers out of me. Wait. Can I go back? I don't think I can. Look, this has to do with that case that you're on, the Sl9 Incident, right? There's rumors or a dark suspicion that you were wrapped up in because of that case. You know, Wright, you're a dick. You are the man who has revived some of the worst moments of my life. First there was the case where my father died, and then I was suspected, and now you've brought up the Sl9 Incident. One of the worst memories of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. Yeah, he's definitely talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Yeah, just why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Okay, now we're talking about something. The Sl9 Incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the Deputy Chief of Police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago, huh? He was a top officer. It was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Huh. So even you get nervous, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is, why was the Deputy Chief of Police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, so those rumors, are you saying? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor, wanted to know something. You're talking about my sister? What is it? If you were still studying forensic science. What? Yeah, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, eh? Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints! Yes, it's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? I mean, technically we're your enemies, you know? I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. You know, Edgeworth, I am just, no need to thank me. Ugh, I hit something. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Oh wow, you even gave us fingerprint, a database of fingerprints. Why don't you give this stuff to Detective Gumshoe, though? Here comes the fingerprints, a thing that will be used in some of the other DS games just because of the touchscreen. Or actually also because of the microphone that's in the Nintendo DS. I mean, you'll see it later. Well, let's get going. One last investigation, but this time with fingerprints. Yep. Do you seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere? So this will be useful. The entrance, the guard station. No, wait. And the evidence room. Here we are. So our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here. On this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, well, first things first, tutorial time. Choose a finger. A finger? Yep, each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. Well, let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. I choose you. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. And let me show you how it's done. I'm starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. But how do you do that? With enter, see? Uh-huh. Looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Well, how do I do that? This isn't a Nintendo DS where they have a microphone to detect my breath. With E, you know? Exciting, right? Just imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Oh, kinda looks like fun. Might take some getting used to, though. Yeah, I remember when I played the original... When I played the remake, I should say, on the Nintendo DS, I had difficulty getting the blowing mechanic to work until I figured out that I needed to enable the microphone in the emulator. And then I just cranked that up to max. But, yeah. At least now it's easier. Come on, it's fine. The powder won't go up your nose or something. Just pour the powder on and blow it away. That's it, basically. Alright, so I dust. And more dust. Just a fine coating of dust. And then just snort it all up. Oh, you did it. You found one. But doesn't really look like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. So what does that mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? And the person who left this fingerprint must have worn gloves. Wait, so you're saying we've been wasting our time here? Yeah, that's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations, but does seem a shame. Why don't we look for other prints? What other prints? You know. Yeah, it does seem like the blood is a bit too cohesive. Seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint. Huh. Oh wait, there's one right here. And then blue. And maybe a bit more around the edges, and voila. Okay, maybe a bit more. come on, do I need to put a really thick coat in or something? There we go. Print's so clear, it's dazzling. Hang on for a second. I gotta check something. And I'm back. I gotta finish this up quickly for some dinner. Huh. You call this dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find, so let's match it up right away. Still think it's kind of weird. Someone left a bloody handprint using a glove and then accidentally left a real finger print. I don't know. So, besides finding the fingerprint, we need to figure out who the owner is, right? Let's look at the fingerprint data we got from Edgeworth and point out the person you think left those prints. How do I know who it is? I don't know, just make a guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case, so whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Well, it should technically be Gumshoe's. Comparing, you get a little... Right. This thumb fingerprint was left probably before the incident. So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. What, something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me that so what look. I think that's because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time. It's just a regular print, but there's always next time. You know, hit or miss, right? Like that song. Just gotta rickroll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the pun sympathy. There is actually another handprint I could try here. And then... this one? Oh, wait. I think I have to do the Luminol test first. Oh, no. This one? We found a reaction here, right? Yeah, there was a handprint, so let's try using this thing. Yeah, this print is more suspicious because the blood here was clearly wiped away. Let's check for prints. Oh, but I have to warn you about something. What? Well, the area with the blood was wiped away, right? Yeah, we only ended up finding it using chemical means. So any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Huh, that's right. So there would be no prints naturally. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? I guess? I don't know. Oh, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the one left by a bloody hand. Think... prints that weren't wiped away. I think there might be one here? Oh, wait. Wait a second. Right, because he wiped away the blood, but the hand, probably more than just those 3 fingers, got on it. And we just spray this Coke all over the place. Get a nice thick coat in here. And then we snort it all up. Oh. I tried, but that's not really good enough for any matching prints, huh? Yeah, I don't think we'll get any clearer result from this print. Let's try a different finger. this one. Oh, this one is definitely much clearer. And spray this sucker all over it. Make it as white as Christmas Day. There we go. Now, who could this... Oh! This one looks like a match. But... this is Jake Marshall's print? Huh. What does that mean? Yeah, these fingerprints, they... well, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone we know? It's Officer Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall? Huh. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime, right? Emma? This is different from Detective Gumshoe's prints, definitely. The luminol reaction, the blood and the fingerprints, they're all in the same place lined up. Oh. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped up bloodstain. Huh. But why would Officer Marshall... Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. Guess it's what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Only one way to find out. On the next stream. Let's save progress. Because I gotta go eat dinner now. But, yeah. Thank you everybody for watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will be back some other day, probably, to continue the game. And I hope you'll be able to join me then. If not, you can always find some of these videos on YouTube. I'll see you there. So, later.